Welcome back to the Healing Poetic Podcast. I am Keya McClain the Poet, author, speaker, journaling coach, and your hardcore healing pen coach here. Welcome back. For those that have been here before, welcome back. Those that are here for the first time, welcome. Before we begin today's conversation, I want to personally invite you to join my private subscriber community, Rise. Inside Rise, we go deeper into healing, self-awareness, emotional intelligence, journaling, personal growth, and authentic living. Through exclusive podcast episodes, guided journaling exercises, reflections, and conversations, we continue the work beyond what I share publicly. Now, if you've been enjoying the Box in the Sky series so far, I would love to have you join us. And for now, we're going to go ahead and get into today's conversation, which is entitled, Why I Haven't Quit Yet. Okay, y'all ready for today's conversation? Because if I'm being honest, there have been more moments than people realize where I considered walking away from this work. And it's not because I don't love it or that I don't believe in it, but because growth, evolution, entrepreneurship, and authenticity are far more complicated than most people see from the outside. I started this work over 10 years ago. And honestly, I had no idea what the hell I was doing. I started in my hometown of St. Louis, and shortly afterward, I relocated. Everything felt uncertain. Everything felt new. And like many people entering entrepreneurship, I looked around and asked, what are other people doing? At what time, and at that time, life coaching was exploding. It was exploding. Everybody seemed to be becoming a life coach. And honestly, it felt like the thing to do. I knew I loved helping people. I knew people often came to me for advice, perspective, encouragement, and support. So here I go, stepping into the box, the life coach box. Now, I'm laughing because what I discovered quickly was something important. Wanting to help people and being equipped to help people are not always the same thing. And that realization humbled my ass. I care deeply, but caring wasn't enough. I didn't yet have the tools, structure, training, boundaries, or framework necessary for the work that I thought I wanted to do. And I quickly became overwhelmed, not because I wasn't capable, but because I wasn't aligned. And there is a difference. So then I pivoted. A business coach encouraged me to move into self-publishing coaching. And from a business perspective, it made sense. I had published books, self-published books. And at this time, I had already self-published 4 books when I decided to become a self-publishing coach. So people wanted information. The demand was there. But if I'm being completely honest, and I will be, I never truly desired to help people publish books. Never. I know that sounds strange now, but it's true. What I quickly discovered was that many people didn't actually want to publish a book. They wanted to talk about writing a book. They wanted the identity of being an author. They wanted the dream, but they weren't committed to the process. And because I wasn't vetting properly, I was attracting misaligned clients. I spent time trying to motivate people toward goals they weren't truly committed to themselves, and it exhausted the hell out of me. So, any inkling of a desire to do that work dimmed very quickly because I started to notice a pattern. They didn't want that. So something shifted. This is when something shifted. I stopped trying to fit inside boxes that never fully belonged to me. And I became the healing pen coach. Eventually, the hardcore healing pen coach. And when people hear the word hardcore, they sometimes misunderstand it. They assume it means harsh. It doesn't. It means honest. It means direct. It means intentional. Accountability. It means compassion that refuses to enable. Because healing requires honesty, and honesty changed everything. What I've learned is that authenticity changes who you attract. When I became more honest about who I was, I stopped attracting everyone. And that was actually a big blessing. Not every client is my client. I had friends and acquaintances and social media followers that were inboxing me on a continuous basis. And their inquiries ranged from life coaching to self-publishing coaching to all this other types of coaching that they assumed I did. That was telling for me, because it was telling me that I was just attracting any and everybody. I mean, that's just what it was. I really stopped. I recognized that all the people just weren't for me. And now I can identify misalignment much earlier than I could years ago. Because I just finally stopped trying to be everything for everybody. So why haven't I quit? I've asked myself that question many times. And I can tell you this, the answer isn't money. It isn't even fame. It has nothing to do with followers or visibility. It all comes down to alignment. Every version of this journey taught me something. Every mistake taught me something. Every wrong client taught me something. And every investment taught me something. I've invested thousands of dollars into courses, coaching, conferences, workshops, education, books, webinars, travel, and personal development. And it wasn't because I was chasing perfection, because I was chasing growth. And I made all these investments in myself, and I had people coming to me saying, "Can I pick your brain?" And it's I don't mind sharing, and people will say, "Oh, you're gatekeeping." I don't mind sharing with people. But history has taught me people will waste your time with questions. No action, just questions. So my biggest shift happened when I stopped attaching my commitment to a timeline. That pretty much changed everything for me. I stopped asking, when will this happen? And started asking, am I still aligned? I stopped measuring success through outcomes and started measuring success through commitment, through growth, evolution, authenticity, and impact. I think one of the reasons I've stayed grounded is because my desire was never fame. My desire was impact. And impact doesn't always look impressive from the outside. Sometimes impact is one client, one conversation, one breakthrough, one journal entry, one woman deciding not to give up on herself, one person feeling seen, one life-changing direction. That's impact. And honestly, that's enough for me. The sky taught me something. The goal was never becoming the most visible version of myself. The goal was becoming the most authentic version of myself. And authenticity often requires evolution. You outgrow boxes. You change. You pivot. You learn. You refine. You become. So, if you're listening to this and you're questioning whether to keep going, maybe the question isn't, when will it happen? Maybe the question is, am I still aligned? I got a little choked up there because once I did that deep dive into recognizing this had nothing to do with all of these things that I had attached to the work that I really wanted to do, I became more and more aligned with who I am in an authentic way. Because commitment feels different when it's rooted in purpose instead of pressure. Now, if today's conversation resonated with you, I invite you to join me inside the Rise subscriber community, where we continue these deeper conversations through exclusive content, guided journaling exercises, reflections, and healing work. I want to thank you for spending this time with me, whether this is your first time listening or you are an avid listener. I appreciate you. I do ask, though, that you go out to my website, keyascoaching.com. It's KEYAS coaching.com, and support the work that I have there, the books. You can sign up for my coaching program there. You have access to several different things that I've wrote, to videos. You get to experience me in the way that feels the most aligned for you. I am Keya McClain the Poet, your hardcore healing pen coach. Protect your peace. Trust your evolution. Honor your alignment. And I'll talk to you soon. Peace.